Yeah, you're set. You got everybody. Erica. Chris. Hi, Ann.
Here's something. Now that's quartz, and there's another one. I won't push him out there. And then here's another one. So, you know, those shining ones are the ones that, then you spread them out so that you, here's one. See them? Those, the shiny ones are the sapphires. Now let's see, we got, that's three. Got another one? Where there he is. And if you spread them out like that, flat, then they're much easier to find. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. And 3 of them are going to be having these quartz rings in, and you give those back to me because some people get the quartz ring and some people get the tourmaline. And you got the tourmaline, okay? So when you get these, well, I just give them back to me. Now after you have gotten, so I can put them in somebody else's box that has the quartz rings. Now after you have gotten the sapphires out, put in your bag. When you put them in your bag, you hold your bag always over the gravel. Why? If it happens to fall out, if you miss, because we're all human, we're all loose sometimes, and if you miss, it goes down in the gravel, it's easy to find. On the floor, they're not you're not going to, they're mine after you get on the floor. Even if you find it, it's mine, okay? Then this is the way you put it back in there, because I want the gravel back to me so that I can put some more sapphires into the box again. Hold your plastic bag over your gravel so that you don't lose them. They are small. They are small.
This one's
Yep. Yep, that's one too. Now I'm going around and helping you if you need help, but I doubt if you will need help. After you're finished with your finding your 4 sapphires in there, that's him. I mean, that's her. That's it. You missed it. Okay, stick it in there. And you got 4 of them?
3 is this one.
Oh, there's another one there, but you have 4 sapphires to find.
2.
Well, these are the, oh, that's one of them. That's the kind of a pink one, isn't it? Yeah, sapphires are all different colors. They are not all clear. Now, how many do you have now? You got 3? 3? Okay, then you need another one.
I just lost it.
This one here, and for somebody beside you that you wants to do a bit of help, you help them.
That one.
Okay? That's one. You got your 4? Okay, stick them in there. And hold them in the light. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's real nice and shiny and bright. You got all of yours?
Top 4.
1, 2, 3. Yep, you got your 4 of them. We're trying to get it done as quick as we can. You find all of yours? Oh, put your gravel in the bottom, please.
I can't even find my 4. Can you find it here? Found 3.
Okay, as soon as you have your found all your 4 of them, I stick your gravel in so we can put them
stuck in an island of Overheart. Stop. I got to get through something.
You got the side.
I got stuck on it. I'll get the front door. And there was a machine there. I'll do this way.
Hang on, guys. Hang on, guys. Hang on. Can you get back out a second?
Huh? What?
Careful. This is the one that I need you guys to use because those aren't. This is not going to work.
It's all you know you're the experience one. Okay, no. Oh, we're gonna crash. There's a boat. Oh, we're gonna hit a boat. Oh, okay. I know. Your paddle. Oh, watch it. Oh, I did. Oh, we're gonna hit. Lisa, I noticed. I don't know what we're doing. No, I gotta get
Go backward if you're going to hit something.
See?
No, that's forward. That's backward. Hold the paddle. And your left hand over on the top of the paddle. There you go.
Two hands on it, remember?
Whoa, you're going to put that
Up on the top. Right, look what I'm doing. Right, just
Oh my goodness.
get in the water. Good job.
We're doing. I know. I'm pulling us forward now. Okay. See, I just had to get it.
Keep turning. Keep going like this. Okay, keep going. Get over, get on the other side. Go,
Sorry, Erica. You don't know how it feels. I know.
High paddle to push off. Push gently off the other boat. Don't push the boat hard and don't push the person sitting in it.
We're doing great. Quit calling me Teresa. Oh, Teresa. Lisa. You guys, we are just great at science. Fishing grandma said I got insurance. I got lots of Okay, now we need to go. Yeah. Turn it to one. Okay. Yeah. Hurry up. No, that's right. They're going that way. Alright, hold the paddle with both hands. Hold it the right way. Right, you hold. Take the grip of that.
You gotta keep it going. You gotta keep it going. Shoot, we're going back. We got to go the other way. Yeah, you like that. Keep going. Nice job. What?
I can tell. Put it all the way in like that. Go.
Wait, Jordan. Dina, you're still on steering. Oh, shoot, Brent.
After, holy cow. Look at that turn they maneuvered.
Go back to the other side. Wait a second, this isn't working. I'm gonna go turn. Okay, we'll turn it. I'll turn you. Oh, my phone's on the wrong side. Hello, guys. Hurry up.
You have to go rescue somebody?
I don't know, looks like it.
Oh, we better see who he's rescuing.
He's towing a man, isn't he?
Yeah, who is that?
I don't know. Pat Simpson and Sean Schroth, I think.
We don't turn. Which way am I supposed to use my paddle? This way? Yeah, when I turn left, I'm going.
I want to know when Erica gets to paddle.
I get back here. She wants to join.
Yeah, she wants to. Yeah, she wants to. Real soon. She needs to.
Okay.
So does Amanda. Amanda needs to paddle.
All that.
Why are we being towed?
Wind's a little strong.
Oh, okay.
She's recording you. Ah!
Okay, pull over. I'll get in.
Well, listen. I mean, only about 5 minutes before we're canoe yet.
That's fine.
Ben? I know. I don't drive. Mrs. Daisy, do you want to get in their boat or our boat?
I don't know if they're going to make it over in the right spot.
Push it in.
Need that help. Need help. Push your, there you go. Front to back. Front to back. No, you're going back to front. We got an expert over here. May not make it in this way. Is there a rope up there?
Mrs. Daisy, get in the boat.
Whoa. You going to push us out? I'm going to push you out as long as I don't get wet.
Don't move a muscle, Ryan.
You might have to sit like this. I don't know if it's barge.
Ryan, you're perfectly doing that. I'm going to sit right now.
Okay, you guys ready? In after bed.
Hey, help! We're kids in the room.
I wouldn't. You'd have to throw me around. I would not throw you around.
That doesn't fit with this.
You know, you have to move the oar to make it go.
I know.
Okay, that's not going when it's down there. And that's going to make it go backwards. There you go.
Start paddling by the snake. I came out to see the snake, not seeing it.
Uh-oh, Mrs. Daisy's not accepted.
But they fascinate me. I think I see one. I'm trying to get one.
Huh?
Can we just start paddling and we'll get us up there?
Yeah.
Paddle back. I don't want to quit. Timber. Over here, too.
Okay, whoa.
Go back. Wait. Can we just leave our car?
Go. Oh, no.
Okay. I know. We gotta get okay, now straight, go.
Yeah, we can't. We
Which side?
that way.
Thank you.
There you go.
Other way, come on, man. Get out and sit on the thing.
Yes, ma'am. This lady means business.
Rock in the middle. Okay. What do I do?
Yeah.
About.
Okay, Ryan, sit on the front. Ryan, sit on the front. Next time I come to town. I know. Michelle's camera shy. This is what we want to That's what I did. What is this?
Hey, Van out. So, what do you got? I'll trade you.
I got DC, man. What you got, DC?
DPJ, baby.
What's up one of these?
Turkey on whole wheat. With mayo.
You'll find out. What group number are you? A little bit about how it grows and things like that. At the end of each poll, then, you guys are going to tell me what you think the answer is before we go. And you don't tell one another what the answers are as it goes back, because the other group that we had, if you talk too loudly, everybody hears what the answer is, because you're really pretty close. So what happens is we score up how many throws it takes, and then we deduct off how many right answers you gave me, okay, from your personal scores. So don't go in there as a group and just say, well, I think this is what it is, and then I had a lot of people follow the wrong kids down the wrong path, and they didn't get anything right. So you have to be careful. Each of you think on your own, okay? Okay, now I'm good. If you hit it on the first try, you own the course.
How many times are you going to keep dropping them before it dawns on you? Quit throwing them.
Okay, that's Michelle.
Whoa! I don't think I'd turn my
Some of
back
the
on
first
them.
ones did that too. I've been hitting high already. Nope, you wait. You wait until these guys get up and hit the tree before you guys start, because there's no use you bunching up. I want you to honestly tell me what your scores are when we get up there. And I do stress honestly, because the first group. Keep going.
Now you gotta wait till they're done, is that what we said? Till they hit the tree?
Where'd it go? I know who it is. That's
What's the question?
which of these presidents was called Old Hickory? And the choices are George Washington, Andrew Jackson, Theodore Roosevelt, or none of the above. Oh, I know. So do I. It's obvious. I think.
Who was it?
It was... See, Theodore Roosevelt.
What's that supposed to be?
I thought he was Teddy.
Goal, you try to get it in.
Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt. Teddy Roosevelt.
You try to put it in there?
Who has the answers? Mr. Unger?
Yeah.
I see.
I see. So what do you guys think? You agree it's Teddy?
Yep, I do.
What's it say? What's the question?
Which of these presidents...
Group together here.
so I can see you all.
George Washington, Andrew Jackson.
Group together behind Brett and Brent. How many of you agree it's Teddy Roosevelt?
I think. I guess. I don't care.
Okay. Where did it go, Brent? Old Hickory. No.
Probably not.
Okay, so it's not him. It's either George or Andrew.
I say Andrew. I say none.
I say Andrew.
She says none.
Okay, I change it. I say Andrew.
I say Andrew.
My shirt's My shirt's soaked.
How many of you say Andrew now? Boy, you guys easily swayed.
They're going to be throwing this way. I'm getting up. Watch out behind you, Miss Pidgey.
Play saying the same thing?
Sure.
Okay. Remember it, because we don't play hole number 4. We have to skip it because there's birds nesting in this one thing up here, and I'm going to take you somewhere else to start the next shot. But you were right.
What's your spot, Scott?
It's going to be that tree way back there.
The tree with the red?
To the left. So lovely.
Okay,
It's right
310.
past that tree. Right over there.
Not the one with the red, the one to the right of the red?
Of the green, the second one from the green tree. That one
Okay,
right there.
send them out, Scott.
Second one. What is it?
How many faces?
Can't let them get a head start. So Scott, you have to start from here. Move, please.
Okay, Gavin, let's start you guys right here. Where do you guys go?
My faces. Give me a line. Go over this way a little.
Is that what you picked out? Okay, go ahead.
No, over more. It's the other way. Stop, Scott, stop. How many paces is that? You have to start from here. You have to come here. You have to start from here. Either way up. She's not done.
120.
Okay, stay right there. Get back. Get back. Go. Go.
Which direction?
Go. The tree with the red. Go. It's not the tree with the red. It's the other tree. Go. We'll keep you in mind. Go. Go. 55. Over a little.
This takes you to the
Stop.
spot.
Over a little. Oh, right. No, left.
Go.
Yeah, I'm reading. Go. Go up the back. Get for it. Oh, no. That's right.
You're saying F? Anybody else? That's okay. They don't use the baseball bat. Fight them. Yeah, they use that. Right. Okay. Your next thing is this tree or what's left of the tree up there where they're sitting. Wait until I get their answers and they shoot off, okay? Okay, I want your answer. What do you guys think?
Animals that are living here in the woods and what they need to survive. We're going to have mice. What do you think the mice are going to eat? Berries. What else? Plants. Seeds. Anything left out. Anything left out. Okay, maybe berries, maybe seeds. Then we're going to have rabbits. What is a rabbit? Does it keep going? They
Oh, they fell food.
Alright, so I skipped the man at the moment. You gotta wait for a minute, okay? Come with us to the center.
Because once you get disease, there's nobody left here.
So all you have to do is... Yeah, because once you do...
think I'll sit right there.
Oh, God.
Did Josh get her? Yep, Josh got her. Yep, disease is dead. The little cure got her.
There's a hawk. Oh, there's the mouse.
Scream out, Jabari. What's on your back? Come on, Russian! East, son! East!
I think it helps.
East!
Oh, that's cute.
Josh, don't
Best the other way.
Now the animal heaven ones are the ones that didn't make it, and you got to look sad. We're the ones that did make it. Okay, y'all need to be kind of over there together, and you need to look triumphant.
Well, Randy, you're gonna make it.
right now.
You're gonna be all bone, because you don't have any food.
Yeah.
You made it, but you're like you're really hungry. Show your ribs. Lift up
Oh.
here, Jackson. You want to show you found food?
Josh, you look like you need oxygen.
I do. I need a nice pop right now.
Yeah. Okay.
That was good. Oh, that pop was great.
No, a pop, a drink. Oh, you want to drink pop?
Showing it off.
Andy, you're dead. Daddy. Turn it around.
Annie, turn your shirts over. What? Show what you were.
I found
No,
food.
they said to put it the wrong way. Because we were in animal heading. Trina's at the animal shelter. She broke her leg and somebody carried her in.
Oh,
I popped
okay.
my knee back in place.
I'm not going to be able to get everybody
Ran
in
into
here.
a tree.
Good thing she did the obstacle course before this.
Okay, everybody needs to get one place and stay still.
That was
I popped my knee back in place. I ran into a tree.
You're still moving. I can't get a picture when you're moving around.
Got already
Over by the dead people. We got one more dead person over here.
Animal heaven, you guys got to look sad. Or, yeah, and happy ever. That's it. It's good, Randy. Okay.
Redhead girl. Yeah, we'll be fine with
Okay.
you. That's all?
Not till we die.
I get to be a disease.
Sit up, Adam.
I want to be the same. Mrs. Van Oak, can we keep rabbit?
Yeah.
No.
Can I be
Big dead animal with a red
I
hat.
want to be
No.
I want to be a disease. Can I be a human?
Must be a rodent.
Annie, you need to.
So everybody went to school there and Waterford.
Oh, geez. Join the other side.
Trenton, you know what?
Ready, set, cruise.
Chris was an early bird. He was going this way.
Ready, set, cruise.
Mike has to do is he has to try to tag my knees 5 times. Alright, 5 different times. And each time he tags, he shouts coup. Alright, or 1 or 2 or 3. Just count them so we can all keep track of the circle, alright? You ready for this? Okay, ready to begin? Okay, we're beginning. 1. Okay, I've got 1 coup on Mike. Now if he tags me, alright, and he doesn't know that he tags me, I'll let him know, but he can, no, he has, whoa! And he got me 1, yes, he's got 1 on me now. Okay? How many have them? Give him a headbutt. Put him on the ground.
Hey, hey, hey. Watch it down there. We'll put you guys in there against each other. I heard 1, 3.
We'll start.
You're like a boxer.
It is. How many do you have, Billy? Start the win. Start the win. Do a win.
Oh!
Okay, begin. Down and out.
Hey, put him in there.
You got him? Oh, okay.
I did?
Oh, was that right?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Cook.
See how well he can do it.
Okay, which one is that?
Jordan.
Jordan. Come on, Chuck, take it down! I don't know. Chuck, I think you got him, but give him one from there. Oh, the Kimball!
We are performing Why Do Turtles Have Shells? One day, a turtle came upon a string. He tried to get across, but he couldn't do it. So he asked the woodchuck how he got across. So he tried like the woodchuck, but he did not succeed. So he came upon a snail. He asked the snail how he got across. He tried like the snail, but once again he did not succeed. He asked the grasshopper. So the turtle tried like the grasshopper, but it didn't seem to work. So he came upon a clam. He asked the clam how it got across. It tried like the clam. It didn't seem to work. So he came upon an otter. He tried like the otter, but it didn't seem to work. So he came upon a duck. So he tried like the duck. That didn't work either. So he came upon a bullfrog. So he decided to try like the bullfrog. That didn't work. Then it began to rain. In the distance, he saw a teepee. He thought he'd seek shelter in the teepee. Much to his surprise, a magic spirit was cast upon him in the teepee, and he had a shell. He thought he would go outside to see how his shell worked. He tried once again to cross the stream. This time it worked, and that is why turtles have shells. This is a story of how a chameleon got wet skin. Once upon a time, there was a chameleon who was blown by a very, very strong wind into poison ivy. The chameleon got all sticky and did not know how to get the poison off, so he went and asked some of his friends. He asked the wolf, and the wolf did not reply. So then he asked the worm, but the worm was having too much fun in the dirt. He asked the dragonfly, but the dragonfly was so high he didn't hear him. Then he asked the duck, and the duck was quacking around. Then he asked the fawn. The fawn was sick, though. Then he asked the frog. The frog croaked a reply. The frog told him to soak in the marsh, then rinse all the mud off in the water. This is how the chameleon got wet skin.
The story on why are stars in the sky. Once there was a star who was always wondering why they were put in the sky. As she was wandering along one day, she tripped over a mountain. She crashed to earth, landing next to a beautiful sapphire and a pair of eyes who were there watching her. She asked the sapphire why stars were in the sky, but of course rocks can't talk, so she didn't answer. Next she went to the sun, but the sun didn't know either. When she went to the owl, it kept repeating, I guess we'll never know how many licks it takes to get to the middle of the Tootsie Roll shop. She went to the raccoon, and the raccoon told her very well what a star is, but did not tell her why a star is in the sky. As she walked along, she met an eagle and a crow. And a flap of wings, as they flapped off, they shouted back over her shoulder, we don't need you, we have eyes enough to see in the dark.
Then she came to a daisy who all her answer was, I don't know. As she came to a dragonfly, the only answer she got was an angry buzz of wings as the dragonfly flew away. Her last and only hope was the mountain. She asked him why stars were in the sky. His answer was, because all your friends are there, and also so you don't have to call a long distance. That is why stars are in the sky.
How the flying squirrel learned to fly. Once upon a time, the town people, the animals, and the nature objects were having a meeting on what should be happening in the town. The squirrel was late, as always. Suddenly he came running in. They started booing though and threw him out because he did not have any special talent. He got an idea and he decided that he would try to learn how to fly. So he came back and suggested the idea to them. He started to ask them for advice. First, he came to the woodpecker. The woodpecker told him that he thought maybe if he pinched his nose and stood on one leg, that would help him to fly. But of course that did not work. Then he went along to the butterfly. The butterfly told him that if he flapped his arms like a chicken and rolled his head around, that might help him fly. So he decided to do that. It didn't help at all though. He decided to walk onto the oak tree. Maybe he would have some good advice. So he walked onto the oak tree, and the oak tree didn't say anything because of course it was an oak tree. So he talked to his friend the acorn, and the acorn kind of rolled around, so he thought that maybe if he did that too, he would learn how to fly. It didn't work. It only works for acorns. So he went along to the hummingbird. He thought maybe the hummingbird could give him advice on how to fly. The hummingbird told him that if he hummed real loud and started waving his hair around, that might help him. But it didn't work. So he walked onto the caterpillar. The caterpillar didn't have an answer. It was too busy being a caterpillar. So he went onto the moth. The moth started scolding him because he should know better than to try to fly. But she told him that maybe she could help him. And she said that maybe if he nodded his head up and down and ran around the circle of the meeting twice, that might help him too. So he waited, and nothing happened. So he decided to go on and ask the bat for advice. The bat told him that if he did 5 jumping jacks and then waited a very long time, he might be able to fly. He waited. Night passed, day passed, and night passed again. In the morning, still nothing happened. So finally he thought the screech owl and the goose could help him. Of course, they were very wise animals. They talked to him about the techniques of flying. They said he needed to learn to glide and that he needed to get a long runway so he could run fast and gather up speed. One day, a week later, he decided to try out the idea. He wondered what would happen because all the other plans did not work. But he thought maybe this one would work because the screech owl and the goose are very wise. So he decided to try it out. Nothing happened. He didn't make it. He wondered why. So he decided to try it again. Maybe he just needed practice. He went back and he started his run again. And this time he made it. All the other animals and nature objects started clapping and cheering for him. They were happy for him because they were glad his friend had found a talent. This is how the flying squirrel learned to fly.
Why don't snakes have arms or legs? Snakes can't move with legs. Snakes can't move as fast through meadows, thorn bushes, legs, he can move very fast and escape from predators like the hawk or panther, and catches prey and heron, and catches prey easier like small birds or other animals. Let's stand.
Skit is on how did a possum get a hair on his tail. Well, one day there was a fox, squirrel, and rabbit that were being teased by the possum because the fox, squirrel, and rabbit could not do what the possum could do. But they decided they had enough of that, so they walked on, and while they were going, they ran into a tornado, so they had to burrow into a cave. And the tornado knocked down the tree, so that now there was a stump, and the stump had cement growing on it. Okay. And they decided that they could sneak up, play a joke on the opossum, and put it on his tail. But before that, but on their way there, they were pestered by a bison that wanted to challenge them, that scared them off. Then they ran into a boy with a BB gun that was trigger happy. Now they were lost. And the blue jay, which decided it was hungry and ate an earthworm, told the fox, squirrel, and rabbit where the possum was. They sneaked up and put the sumac on the fox's tail, and they ran away, and the possum had to stop.
Nice to see you here tonight.
Starting at the base, because a lot of times if they fall on your shoulders or your back, they crawl upward. So you start down the base, and you do it gently, because if you go in real hard, you may not feel it right. Just go in gently, let your fingers slide up your scalp, and go in from, of course, you boys, I mean, it's a little different for you guys. But let your fingers slide into several directions. Great boy. You boys are correct. You're good. I'll check. You can no, but you got it.
are centered in that hole, take your finger, and I want you to focus on your fingerprint, okay, and bring it into view until it's in focus. Okay. And do that for each leg. Start with the large one, go to the medium-sized one, and then go to the smallest one. Okay? What happens as you get to the smallest one? Where's your finger in relationship to the lens? Great, it's okay. It's much closer than at the other two. And so when you're looking at objects and other objects, that's how you'll do this. It's a lot easier to hold that closer to your eye and bring the object into view in front of you than it is to hold the lens out here and look at something. Okay? Okay. So, yeah, instead of holding it out here like this, it's a lot easier to focus and bring objects into view right here like this. Right now, what I want you to do is reach behind you and grab a leaf. Grab one of those leaves on the ground. I want you to look at the surface of the leaf now. I want you to look at the top.
Set it down. They
You
just
go
need
to the next one, Nick. Take the board. Don't touch it to the water. Yeah, don't touch the water. Sorry. Go,
The
Nick.
board can fall in the water, just your hands can't.
Okay, back.
We didn't let anybody touch his hands. He's leaning out.
Oh, no, wait.
He was armed.
Wait.
He lost his arm.
Oh, good.
That's all right. That's
That was close, man. That was close. Back this way.
We had one group out here, and in 15 minutes got 3 kids across was all.
They had him on all the paths.
Get Kira to the last one. There. Yeah, get me to the last one, guys. Go, Kira.
Doing nicely, doing nicely.
Stephanie, grab the board. And scoot over here. Oh, gosh. Stephanie, go over to where Nick is. Wait. Don't touch your hand. Don't touch your hand in the water. Okay. Steph, go across. Come across. My stuff. And why are we taking care of the 3 people that caught you so rabbit?
Oh, God.
Whoa, the toad.
That was good. That was good. He wasn't there.
Go, Ryan. Okay, guys, we're getting faster with this. Manny, you go next. All right. Danny, you go last. Okay. Wait, Ryan. So Nick grabs you by your sweatshirt. I'm gonna let her fall. Okay, come on. Go, Nick. Go, Ryan. Go, Ryan. Okay, bring it over here.
Oh, you're almost there. Hang on to Stephanie. Don't be shy.
You can touch each other.
Touch each
Okay,
other.
go. Not fast. Take your time. Yeah.
Good. 8 minutes, 13 seconds.
Guys, throw it up, don't really, slide it that much. Kind of pass it and it's faster. Hurry, guys. It's faster if you pass it, not slide it.
They're talking.
Go, Beverly.
This group might be
Go, Manny, just go. Come on, guys. Manny, hold on to the tree. Hold it there. Slide it on tire. Okay. Go, Randy. Hey, just stand there. We found this looks easy. No. Last time right here. Kate's totally go.
You need to decide from the people that are over on this side who's going back to do it one more time. So you have 12 like the other groups.
Come around.
You decide amongst yourselves.
Kara.
Okay. That way you're evened up with the other groups.
Okay, come on, guys. But we have all our
Good
people.
job, Steph.
Okay.
Hold on.
Amanda Lacey.
Hold on to each
Hold
other.
on to Stephanie.
Ooh, this is good. Look at that. They can pass the board.
Okay,
Without
go.
even that person doing it. Okay, that's good. That's good. 9 minutes, 22 seconds. Come on. You got a little over 5 minutes left to get the other 3 and then the rest.
We are. Okay, go, Danny, go. Go, Danny. Go, Danny, your balance. Just grab the branches. Grab the branches. Grab Nick's hood. Strangle him. Okay. Welcome. Go, Danny. Go, Danny. Come on, Danny. Okay, grab her. Don't be afraid. Grab her. It doesn't matter. Whatever he's got. Okay, wait, pick it up. Push down on your end. Okay. Hey, go. Go. Okay, back. Okay, back. Come on, one more and then
Wait a minute, where's your line? You're down your last one?
Yeah. Then we gotta get us
11? Oh, well, that's a good thought.
That won't take that long, Billy. Hurry. You're already on it. There, go. Come on, Kara. Take your time, Kara. Exactly the same way.
Looks like this is a good idea, sending Kara back.
How about...
She's doing it. She's a natural lily patter. All right.
Kara, you should become a frog.
Ho!
Hold it. Ready. All right, good job, Kara. Okay, go, Kara. Go, Kara.
I gave him time to think about it. Told him to talk about it.
Hold on to Nick.
He just put
Kara,
people on all
yeah,
sides.
grab Nick.
Just
Okay,
wouldn't
Kara,
take
you
the
go there,
direct route.
straddle it.
This group is like, boom, we know right where we're going, we're going for the goal. End of story.
Okay, now go.
The next one.
Come on, Billy.
Yeah, that's right. A little cooperation.
No. We have. Watch out. Come on, Billy. Okay.
12 minutes, 43 seconds.
Do it. Come on.
I love to tell him the time.
Dribble it.
He likes that watch.
Billy, help her. We're over there. Wait. Turn it, Kate. Turn it. I can't. Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay, you all heard it here first. Billy just said, I can't do anything.
I'm just gonna go Kate and then me. Okay. Okay, go! Hurry! Wait, go across! Put it in!
Oh, it's getting confusing now. They may lose it. 13 minutes, 14 seconds.
You can do it. Okay. Go!
Stand back, people. Only person on the tire can help.
Okay, go, Kate!
13 minutes, 25 seconds.
Come on, guys! Swing it around like you did last
13 minutes, 30 seconds.
Go! Crazy! Be quiet! Come here!
Hey, don't fall now. It's a long way back.
Go! Push it! Come on, Billy! Go!
13 minutes, 46 seconds.
Send it over here. Okay, now.
Okay.
Both of you go! Go! Yeah!
I'm sorry. You won! You're in first place! The toxic waste area, you will be incinerated. Therefore, you need to walk across on these special, shall we call it, nuclear waste snowshoes. Okay? This area behind this line is safe to walk with your little footsie-wootsies on the ground, okay? In here where I am, toxic city. You die. If anybody falls off on their way across, the whole group that's on at the time goes all the way back. Okay? You need to get all the way down here. We will give you time to think about what you are doing. Your people off on the other side, and then if you need to come back, if everybody doesn't fit on one, right by the stump there's a line, then you need to come back, and those people need to...
Left! Right! Left! Whoa, jeez. Right. Don't spread apart, guys. Right! Left! Pick it up, guys! Left! Pick it up! Forward! Right! Up! You guys just push it forward. Go forward. Left. Wait. Right. Hold on.
That looks like just assessment.
Right.
Instruction manual.
Left. Right. Wait, you guys, I got an idea when you get left.
You're doing very well.
Left. Oh, we fell. Come on. She jumped off the camera. Go. Right. Go. Come on. Go. Right. Left. Right. Left. Right. Bring it over, right. Wrong way, bring the right towards your left. Okay. Right. Okay, that's good. Right forward, right. Don't go left
We'd like to see that again.
Oh.
You guys, can't keep
Well, we're thinking about having somebody.
That's it, the reindeer license. Can I have a volunteer to read about the reindeer license? Because that's one of the more unique non-foreign plants here. Okay, Nathan, you read that on page, was it 99? 99, okay.
Reindeer lichen is a shrubby lichen that forms patches on soil often 10 inches. And the brown fruiting
Slime molds. Yeah. Now this one is dried out. If these were fresh, they might have a pinkish hue or pinkish color to them. And so these are starting to mature, and their spore are maturing. And so after a while, you'll see there's a couple darker ones on there where they're totally matured and their spore have been released. We'll take a look at those. We're going to take a look at another one down here on the path. Let's go by. If you didn't get a chance to look at that with your hand, let's shoot down there and take a look at it.
There she was, just walking down the street, singing do-a-diddy-diddy-dum, diddy-doo. Oh, wagging her fingers and a snapping her feet, singing do-a-diddy-diddy-dum, diddy. She looks good.
She looks good.
She looks fine.
Okay, we're off camera. 1 minute. Has to come down. Oh, everybody kiss it, lick it, everybody. No, these two girls didn't, this girl didn't. Okay, get it back on, Let's go back over the toothpick. You're on record time right now. You are still. Oh, no. Work together. Everybody enjoys the splinter. We enjoyed the splinter.
You got it.
Work together. Boy, Billy's group had trouble with this too, remember? Yeah, we've seen this before. You're still in real good shape.
No, we gotta get up with the stick. That's don't waste time. Okay. Yeah.
Chad says, give me that. The Michael Robinson throws. I'll do it.
Don't drop it, you guys. No. Somebody, Allison, you're taller.
Boy, this.
Yeah. You get it. Get up there and I'll help you. Get up. Allison's back in. Everybody's getting it. So it doesn't fall.
Nick's got it.
Come on.
Over all the way to the ground. Gotta go down. Watch out. Very good. No questions, no timeout. You may go over the fence. Come out and start over. All right? Now, the group that's probably close to first place did this in 5.5 minutes. So, don't get too anxious. Talk to do it.
I know I'm not. Hey,
Okay.
Come on, Sean.
Oh, he's back out again.
Okay. No, I'm in it. Okay. Here,
No, you can't hold on to the fence to get in. Okay, you're in.
Okay. Come on. Okay,
Oh, we've seen this before. No, out.
Sorry. Wait, I can stand on my back. Wait, stand on my back. Jump far. Poor Jenny falls.
Stay focused and don't get frustrated. Stand me down. You got 2 in. You can help each other. You got 3 in. Oh, everybody out! This guy here. Somebody might want to jump back out and help her, but it's a thought.
Chad, you're the only way. Wait.
You're still only at 3 minutes. All
it took was a little courage.
Yeah!
The only way you can get from one lily pad to the other is by walking on that board. If your feet go up, if your feet go in the water there or in between here, the alligator eats you and you got to start all the way. Just you,
not the whole team.
Now.
Oh,
That's
right, yeah, you can. So you stand on top.
You can only, wait a minute, you can only have 2 people on any one tire at one time. So only 2 people on a tire at one time, and you have to use the board, and the board can't be in the water to be walked on.
Your goal!
Right here.
Yeah, catch
Everybody.
You guys,
You have to get everybody on this side over on that side. That's all you have to do. That's what you have to do. That's the only rule.
Okay, we're going to give you a few seconds to think about it. Take your time and think, people. Think.
I'll come back and get some more. I don't listen to that.
Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
You're on the clock.
Leaves and grass and animals and stuff.
What kind of decomposed plants do you think this guy
Probably. Algae.
What grows around here?
Grass.
Okay. You find the grass inside the bin?
I'm sorry.
Hey, everybody have a seat. Have a seat. Okay,
Yes.
you see the grass and bits of the roots that are inside the plants? Okay. Now, hold on to your mud, don't put it down yet. Become one with your mud, learn to know it. Closer.
Hi, Bud. How are you?
Look, I can make bricks out of it.
Okay, what is this? What is inside the sponge right now?
Spongy. Water. Man, is
Describe the sponge right now.
Nothing. Sponge.
Use your hand. Yes.
More sponge.
What's inside the sponge? Right now.
Air.
Air. What happens when I put the sponge in the water?
It fills with water.
Water. What happens when I take it out?
It comes out. The water comes out.
Yeah, it comes
What's inside
out.
the sponge now?
Air.
Water.
And air.
How do I get the water out of the sponge?
Squeeze it.
Okay. Now, what happens when you squeeze the dirt in your hand?
Water comes out.
So what's the dirt acting like?
A sponge.
Okay. So the marsh acts like a sponge in nature. If it rains too much around here, excess water will collect in the marsh. If it doesn't rain for a long time, like it hasn't rained much this spring, the marsh will let the water out that it has absorbed in its dirt. Keeps the water table about the same year round. Okay? And the marsh also doesn't freeze during the winter because of the decomposition of the plants, gives off heat, keeps the water from freezing. Okay? Now, so that's the first important function of a marsh, is that it's a sponge. Next part. Yes. Let's see. You and you to come up. So, the rest of you hold on to your mud. You guys go ahead and put your mud back and rinse your hands off. Just go ahead and rinse your hands off. Don't throw it, okay? Now, what's your name?
Randy.
Randy, come here. Yes, it's right here. What's your name? Amanda. You should come here. Now, if you had a choice, would you drink that water?
No.
Yes.
No. If you had a choice, would you drink
No.
that?
Yeah. No.
Amanda, what I want you to do is come here and gently pour that through. And what's happening to the water as it goes to the sponge?
It's filtering it.
It's filtering.
Yes.
Okay. Second important function of a marsh
Clean.
is it filters the water. Okay. You guys can go ahead and sit down. And now this doesn't look particularly clean. It's cleaner than it was. And if you look at the stream behind you, and this water that's standing out here, it's fairly clear. If you were to boil it about 10 minutes to get all the little
gunky things out of it, you can actually drink it. Okay? So the second function of a marsh is as a filter. It cleans water for nature. Now, we have all this water that's filtered and it's here year-round. What's it good for?
Animals to feed.
Animals to drink. Okay, what else?
For the plants.
The plants. What else?
Good.
Is this a good habitat for animals or not?
Yeah.
What kind of animals might want to live here?
Birds.
The
Birds?
zoo.
I did. You can't spot it. It's a wasted picture.
Now, aren't you glad you went, Stephanie?
Kinda.
Well, sure you are. You wouldn't want to be left out of this. You won't get much. I've tried blue heron pictures before.
Blue heron, if it flies.
Yeah, that would be great to get him flying. Hey guys,
Don't go straight, so go straight to the real Lily. Don't harm me. I'm gonna steer on Lily! Ram to the front window! I don't think that would be a good idea. Wait. Go ahead. So we can go straight, not run into the Want to just glide in? Okay, yeah. Funny. Okay, yeah, let's turn this way. On your right side, carefully. Let's turn this way.
that said dead animals up there. And over where the beef and hamburger it was, it said dead cow. Would you be as tempted to buy it, Anita said? When you came to the pork section, it would say dead pig. Would that make you want to go and eat that? When you eat the produce at the store, what are you really eating there?
Dead cows.
Produce? You know what produce is?
Oh, I know, milk.
Okay, produce.
Vegetables.
Produce is lettuce and carrots and all that dead plants. Instead of produce, it could really say dead plants. Now, when the fox wants to eat, he can't go to the store and buy a package of dead mice, can he? So he has to go and he has to hunt for it out in the woods. So this is what is written here. It says, when these animals are caught, they are alive, and the predator slowly kills them. It is very painful and a terrible fate to be eaten alive. Imagine if you had to worry about that as people. The next time you're walking in the woods, what if a predator jumps out from behind a tree and begins to eat you alive? Think about that, because in a few minutes you're going to be hunted in the woods and most of you will be eaten alive. In this game, more people die than live because it takes a lot to live. We'll have the rabbits and the mice come up here first. You guys have a good look at the rabbits.
Where can I put my jacket?
They're in that box. I'll take these.
I am man or a mouse.
You.
Shut up.
Get up there, Mark. Where's the other mouse? Okay. Guys, Mrs. Stroop has hidden food cards out in the woods. Since you guys are vegetarians, you are just going to eat plants or seeds and stuff, you need to look for a food card in order to win this game. Nick has to find a food card, and then his partner here, Mark, has to find a food card also. Nick can only find one. If he finds the second one, he can't pick it up, but he can tell Mark where it is. He has to talk like a mouse. Okay? He's out there. You can show him where it's at. Then when you both have your food card, you're going to run in together to Happy Ever After, because that means you would have won. You guys are going to do the same thing. 2 rabbits are looking for a food card also. And if you find that, you're going to come in together to Happy Ever After. Why do we need 2 mice and 2 rabbits to live Happy Ever After?
I don't know. I know. So they get married and then
so they can reproduce. You know what? If we killed one mouse, there's only 1 mouse left in the world, would we have mice very long afterwards? No, because you have to have a reproduction where they keep having their families grow and become more and more, right?
well, like, since our food is hidden and they're going to be after us, do we get a head start?
Well, you just wait. Okay, you guys sit down. Now the hawks and the fox come up. So you guys have that rabbits you only can kill, or you can only get 1 food card. Now the hawk and the fox, these are the predators. They're going to go after the prey. The only people you can go after to kill are the mice and the rabbits. The way you kill them is you tag them with 2 hands. Has to be 2 hands. It can't just be 1 hand.
Yeah, you hit them twice with 1 hand.
No, that would be 1 hand hitting twice. We want 2 hands and 1 hand. But your second group is dad's set. All right, Jenny, you have to get 1 fox or 1 mouse or 1 rabbit. Sean has to get 1. You can't kill more than 1. If you kill yours and Sean hasn't got 1, you just have to survive until he can throw his. When you kill yours, the 2 of you can come in together to Happy Ever After. If they kill you, if you're a mouse that gets killed, if you're a rabbit that gets killed, you turn your jersey inside out and you come into animal heaven. Then, when you're in animal heaven, you're dead. And your partner out there, they can't win because they're not going to be able to reproduce. They're going to have to just wander aimlessly the rest of their life. Can't even kill 4. But you can help corner somebody, because they don't have to know that you've already caught somebody. So chase them. Try to chase them right into Sean. You work together, just like you really would out in nature. Okay? All right, man and woman are next. Good looking couple here. Okay. Your main goal is to kill a fox or a hawk. The way you kill them is with 2 hands. All right? You just have to kill one, and you have to kill one, then you can come in together as winners, happily ever after. You got it? Disease. Who's disease? Your goal, you have to kill both the man and the woman by touching them with 2 hands. And who's the cure? The cure is gonna be after the disease. So he will be helping you in some ways because he's gonna try to kill off the disease that's gonna try to kill you off.
Can anybody kill the cure?
Nobody can kill the cure.
Anybody kill it? Oh wait, if we like tag that, can we kill the...
Sometimes though what we'll do is if somebody dies off, we might send somebody, you know, reincarnated or
Can we
something.
catch all of them?
Okay.
Do we just catch
one group that we had, I still think the best group we had, Kevin Miller was so smart because, you know, he was getting tired, so he found that he could hide. He'd just sit down when nobody was after him. He'd hide behind a tree and he'd rest. Then what happened quite often is somebody would come right by him. They didn't even know he was there. And he could just pounce. He had all that energy because he had rested. Now, there was another group just rested the whole time. And the
We
game
saw
was
the man and woman
pointless.
just out there lounging on the
Yeah,
floor.
they were stunning themselves, and the cure just kept walking around and around them to protect them. That's inappropriate too. But you don't want to just keep running and running and running. Have a goal. You know, if you're a fox, be going after the prey that you're chasing, but don't just run aimlessly. Think about what you're doing and try to use a strategy.
Can the hawks eat rabbits?
Yep, hawks can eat the rabbits and the mice.
Well, if like Nick and I were about mice, and like if the fox or hawk get Nick, is there a way that I can escape them, or do I just keep on running away from them?
You just keep going.
Orienteers, orienteers are in here. Orienteers.
22.
Rescue golfers outside.
You want to spend 10 minutes doing this, maybe 8, that will give you about 5 or 7 minutes to watch the birds coming in, okay? When you're finished with your prize, I'll take your paper. Okay, let's think about orienteering now for just a second. And all the maps in front of you are called topographical maps. Look at the small brown lines on those maps. That's what makes a topographical map. Jordan, not that one. You need ones like this. Okay? Now, if we were a team of orienteers and we were in a contest with your other groups, we would cover large distances. Could be 5 miles, 10 miles, 15 miles. What would be important to us would be these lines. If we look at this line, let's say right here, it says 765. That's 765 feet above sea level. Now, if we knew this was 765 and this was 803, how many feet did we just go up in the air? How many feet? Approximately. What's 800 minus 760? About 40 feet, just rounding it off. So you have to use a little math in this. But look at this. From here to here, we made a climb of 40 feet. All right? If our group is good, we like mountain climbing, we're a little bit hardy, we could handle that well. Other groups may decide to take a valley route. They'll run the risk of getting into a stream bed, marshy area. What if we wanted to go from point A here to point B? A direct path would take us over these shaded purple areas. Does anybody know what the shaded purple area might be? Those are wetlands or marshes. So would that be a good route to take? Just go straight as a crow flies? If you like marshes, it would be. That's the shortest route. If we were behind, we might have to risk it and go through that marsh in order to save some time. Other groups might take this route. See all these lines close together? That is either a deep valley or it is a steep mountain. If we got to that, we could read the different elevations and find out, and we could make our choice. Which way do we want to go? I have a little example here. Those lines on the map are like this rock. See the lines on the rock? Imagine those lines in 3D form.
Imagine that every time you have a line on this map, the elevation changes. It goes up a little bit or down a little bit. And if you're good at reading these maps, you can choose the best route for you, which would help us swim. If we were right here at East Side School and we were having a race, we'd have checkpoints right through here. Okay, if we're swimmers, we might pick a narrow place in the river and cross there.
What river?
Elkhart River.
River.
Okay, so we know that. So what we would want to do from East Side, we would want to go to here and cross the bridge first. Now, there's a lot of marsh, lowlands in through here, a lot of houses. Some groups would select a path that would take them around this way, towards Oxbow Park, and cross over there.
Set. Go! All the way, all the way.
Come on, Kara! Come on!
Let's go, Turtle. Come on, Turtle. Get up there. Get out Touch all four.
Re-hit him after he won't show him now, will he?
Hey, Josh.
Whoa! Whoa, look! Whoa! Don't put Josh on the spot!
Here, I got it. That's Ginny's. Don't give it to me. Hey, get the shoes on.
Get that! You must have hit those.
Good job, Mark. Man, oh man.
Unbelievable!
I told you. Yeah. Well, that's good. Mrs. Sarber, that's good this time, though, because now we need the time for the eggs. So. Uh-oh. Put that one on, Kelly. Put that one on. Good job, Mark. Good job. Hey, there's a good one.
Oh, I see. This one there's a whole bunch around the corner down there, too, and I don't think anybody's going over there. Oh, no, they were in there. Were you helping on the shoot? You think they'll remember all this? I'm not worried about him as much as I'm not worried about him as much as anybody else. Might not be. Take the lids off of that. But I mean, a lot of people but they're not there, so they're bleeding.
You're down there.
Josh, you didn't take any and throw them as far as you could.
We've got 3 teams represented. Uh-oh, we got 2 over there. 3 different teams over there.
Boys, I've hit them. Oh, man, I'm like, sweet.
Bill.
Good job.
Well, Billy hasn't found either one.
Adam, they have green laces. Oh, what color are laces?
Don't worry, Adam, they're there somewhere.
What color are laces? Oh, haven't seen them.
Do we have to go sit back down?
Yep. Good
Get
job.
and head over.
How much?
Leslie, you're on shoes over here. How many teams? Leslie. Oh, Leslie.
I can see there's nobody from Billy's team over there. Team 5.
Billy doesn't have his shoes yet.
Looks like every team except number 6. Nobody over there from 6. Oh, there's Nick. Oh, Nick.
Where? Yeah. It might be Ryan or Adidas or Reebok. Thank you, Adidas and Reebok.
Oh, they're scared.
Dude! I got him!
King of the world. Yeah. Here it is.
Mom, beat found one.
I found a second lefty, exactly the same as mine, so I think it's hit worse because I hope he doesn't wear the same size.
These eggs come out. Oh my. Okay, here we go, Chester. Oh, nothing to it. Oh. You'll roll play. Watcher. Are you ready? We're in this thing.
Most embarrassing. Unless they got one of when Adam Kirkpatrick. No, they got me one. We're close down there. All of you aren't close. Yeah. I think you got a good shirt. I dyed my fingers yellow.
Ready?
No! We're not ready. Come out. That ended a long Were you the one that threw it? No. It could be my last hug. Hey! Go! Are there any
Oh,
Where's Daddy? I threw it off too far.
Ready, Chuck?
Pat, come here. Pat, listen. They were hard.
Fun, they can't win.
You thought it was hard boiled, didn't you? He was more hard boiled.
No, I want to pull off it. Your head. It's grassy. Turn. Real go back. Pressure on the boys. Oh, no, do it. Pressure on the goal, Michael.
Scientific method for testing the egg for authenticity and determining the winners.
Who's got a nice
Now,
shirt?
she'll put it to the test.
I do. You each have to hold your hands out. I'll place it. No, one hand. Okay, you got two hands. Now you can't take them away. You all have to stand back. Stand back.
We can't see either. Be hard to I can't move my head.
You're fine.
Watch this. Watch close. Watch close.
We're bad.
We're bad.
No, you're bad.
Hey, what's this with the switching of the stuff?
And I just really think you guys really worked together and tried and thought and planned, and some of you got a little rambunctious and got a little ahead of yourselves, but you recovered well, and everybody really participated well. Every group had something special. The first group was group number 1. They weren't in first place. I'm just saying the first group we had, and they really were kind of initiated everything that went, on with us, and they set some new standards, because there weren't any standards, but I'm sorry to say that those standards did fall, so they didn't end up number 1. Group number 2 talked very well with each other. They were excellent with participation of all members. They were the only group to get the lifesaver off of the toothpick without using the splinter. Talk to Adam Kirkpatrick about that. The only group to get it off. They couldn't get it back on, but they did a great job of doing that. And they had the best time in the toothpick, 1 minute, 18 seconds. Let's move on to group number 3. I got a little notation on group number 3. Very athletic ability, but group number 3, you need a little bit of coaching. Group number 3 had those individual athletes, and that got them off the Titanic in record time, through the porthole, in a world record time, 50 seconds. 50 seconds. Group number 3. Do you know who group number 3 is? All right. You're the same groups. Do I need to say who the names are? Yeah. Group number 3 is Amy Hamlin's group. Okay? That group. They did a wonderful job. Group number 5. Group number 5. No special notation and extra bonus points for you guys. Listens well. Group number 5 was headed up by the group leader with Annie Longenbaum. Excellent leadership there. Alligator Alley. They were only one of 2 groups to get everybody over in the 15 minutes allotted. They did it in 14 minutes and 23 seconds. They got bonus points for listening so well. And they, again, were only one of 2 groups to get all over in the toxic waste dump area. And they did that in, who knows, 8 minutes, 52 seconds. Almost the best. Let's talk about group number 4. These people were extremely talented. Gavin Jones, the leader of that group, they had the best time in the electric fence, or as it later became to be known as the fence of death. Their best time was 1 minute and 47 seconds, which compared with an all-time low of 8 minutes and 21 seconds. You can see. But I must admit that Michael Robinson had the best maneuver over the fence. He head first died, and then in second place, right behind Michael, was the Tina Hochstetler scissors. I gotta make this or I die. All right, the best time in the Wheel of Death was group number 4. A second best for that group.